I am here today with my dear friend, Garnett White. He taught our vision boards class back in January. Hi, Jesse.
Hey.
And he's that's a little bit about collage today. A vision board is collage, but there are a variety of ways that collage can be used, from, your kids cutting scraps of paper out and gluing them onto a thing and giving it to you for Mother's Day, to art museum level collage. He's going to kind of walk us through a little bit of that. My favorite thing that he has said about collage is that it is like creating your own personal puzzle. And I just love that, because I know in this time when puzzles are on the, are flying off the shelves, it's probably a good time to create your own, and it can have as many pieces as you want. So I will let Jesse give us a little intro into him and tell us a little bit more about collage.
Great, thanks, Kat. It's just so good to be a part of this and be able to work with Kat and Cohost and the community on putting things like this together. Collage is such a fun art form because, like Kat said, anyone can do it, from little kids all the way to, grandma and grandpa. It's awesome, and it's easy to do. All you need is some glue stick, a pair of scissors, and a bunch of magazine clippings. Anything you want, could be anything. Just get them out. Yeah. And then get some board, or get some paper, or whatever you'd like to glue it onto, and get started. Doesn't need to be perfect or anything. The point is just to get started on it, and it'll turn out to be a lot of fun. And I hope that that's what happens.
I love that. When we did the vision boards class, that was sort of the class in itself was a bunch of magazines on a table. There were glue sticks, there were scissors, and there was wine, which frankly, I think that's also one of the necessary accoutrements. But we created ones that were based on what we were inspired by and what we wanted for the vision for the future. But you have created a few in our space here, and I'll just kind of hold them up, but I'll also post pictures of them within this video, so that we know what we're looking at. But these are more kind of a landscape format, so more of creating an artwork using small scraps of paper, which I wouldn't have thought is necessarily collage.
Yeah, it's a landscape collage is really fun, and it can be a very simple exercise because you just go through magazines and look for rocks and trees and fungus. And when Kat and I were working on that project for the landscape collage project at Cohost, we even used fruits and eggs and certain types of food to grant texture to. Yeah, see, we use strawberries, and I think there's an egg in the sun, and this is all about imagination and having fun. So the thing that I liked about the landscape collage project was you kind of start from back to front and get some pictures together. For example, here's just a very simple cutout from a magazine of a snowy mountain. You get that thing, and you could just start with this if you want to. If you just want to glue this down and then work around it, or whatever you like. But I like to consider other options of using this piece of art and giving it some texture. So one of the things you can do is you can take it and you can fold it into numerous, whatever you'd like. You can fold it all you want. If you really want to get crazy, you can crush it up, turn it into this. This gives it a whole different dynamic. Seems so simple.
In this one, I think you folded up the sky on this one a little bit.
Yeah, some of it.
See it.
Right, and
it's so cool.
Yeah, it's fun, and it adds texture, and it actually helps. It helps me personally when I'm doing collage to get a feeling for, hey, I'm really working on this thing. When you glue it down, it'll still have some of the textures, but that's just the fun part about it. You're getting some different colors and textures and tears and everything like that.
And then magazines, but I'm guessing if you had, books, so you could use old books, kids' books, things that you were thinking about donating to create your art. I'm imagining you could also even use probably puzzle pieces or leaves and grass, kind of anything you've got, right?
You can use whatever you want. In fact, collage is so awesome because it's a lot like quilting. You could use fabric. You could use pins. Like if you have a bunch of pins at home, you could put those in there too strategically. When I mean pins, I mean buttons. or things like that. The possibilities with collage are endless, and that is what makes it so much fun. There is no right or wrong in collage, so you just kind of do what you want, and then the end product is whatever you put together, which is the most fun. Yeah, I'd like to bring up the vision board class that we held back at the beginning of the year. There was probably 14 folks there, and everybody had a great time, and everybody's collage turned out different. And but the fact that we can put things out there in this form to better ourselves, better our lives, and better our community and friendships with other people, in my opinion, is what collage art and vision boards are about. Partially about the self, but mostly about, how can I make this a better world and a better place? And that's what makes collage so much fun.
So in this time when people have the time and hopefully the energy and the supplies needed to do these collages, it's obviously not just about creating something. There's not a goal towards having this big, beautiful, perfect thing.
Right.
The goal is the experience.
I think right now, especially, and for me, collage has always been about an experience. It's a very conscious activity in a subconscious set, right? So the way that I do collage art is two ways. Sometimes I'll just start and I'll just get a magazine and I'll start cutting out and just start going from there, and it magically turns into something that I never expected. But in other times, it's like the landscape collage where you set forward the plan and you say, I'm going to put this landscape together with these pieces, and that's how it ends up, because then you're really putting it together that way.
Yeah.
Super simple.
Scissors are optional also. You can just rip the paper to be the size you want it to be.
That's absolutely right. You can tear up your pieces. You can tear out everything. It doesn't have to be cut with a pair of scissors. In fact, there's this wonderful woman. Her name is Cheryl Brown at CherylBrownStudio.com. I bought one of her collages at a local farmer's market 2 years ago, and she doesn't use scissors. She tears everything out. And this is the kind of things that she comes up with.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And so she's got a little button on there, but the crow is completely made out of torn paper.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's super fun.
That's younger kids, and frankly, with the weather being so great, I'd love to sit my kids outside with a couple magazines and a glue stick and then just hose them down after.
Yeah, that's a really great idea. I was out on Camino doing my pizza delivery yesterday, and there was a lady in her backyard painting a cow, and I was just, this is fantastic.
She was painting a picture of a cow, or she was painting an actual cow?
Oh, well, we could say it would be more fun if she was painting an actual cow.
I mean, the things people do, I don't know. I've gotten really bored before and done some crazy things. So painting a cow,
Yeah, it was really neat.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So if people have questions about collage or geology, since I know that you're also working in that field as well lately, where can they find you?
On Facebook, just on Jesse White. You can just look up Jesse White and see this happy, shining face, and there you go.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of your pictures of the geology of Camino, which has been really interesting and amazing because, I walk out in my yard and walk back in and don't necessarily look at the fundamentals, the foundations of the landscape. So very, very cool to see some of those shots in Camino.
Hey, I really appreciate that. We live in such a beautiful area geologically, and just the way that things are here. There's so much to see. Just to kind of go off on a tiny, tiny tangent on that, though, good projects for little kids with geology are, let me just grab this really quick. Good kid projects and family projects to get familiarized with just the rocks in the area are really silly. But you can do really fun little guys like this.
Did you see I've got my guy?
Yeah, you've got one there at Cohost, and they're super simple. And all this guy is googly eyes, some bark and some moss and pine needles and pine cones. And then this guy, I love this guy.
He's so cute.
He is so fun. He's got a little shell cap and big bushy eyebrows and a big bushy mustache. And then he's got little barnacles for teeth on the side and googly eyes and a snail for his nose.
There we go.
Yeah.
So we're talking googly eyes all the way.
Googly eyes, buddy.
We can do it. I'm sure people got googly eyes out there, or you can make them. Just get some construction paper, some something. Put some white and black together.
Well, and that's another really great collage idea too, because you could take your construction paper and or you know, just anything out of magazines, but you could do a self-portrait if you wanted, you know.
I do have very googly eyes, so I could see how that would work well.
This is totally why we're friends.
We bonded over googly eyes.
Yes, we bonded over googly eyes.
Thank you for being part of our quick tips series.
Yeah, sure.
We'll do more of them and hope that you'll do one on geology soon.
Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate you. I'm a huge supporter of Cohost, and God bless everybody out there, okay?
Thank you. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.